What's going on YouTube? It's your buddy Will from the What's Up in the Sky 37 channel, online www.whatsupinthesky.com. Come check out the website. Even when I'm a little bit off, haven't been here, we have all sorts of good stuff coming down on the forums. I always say that every video, and more people keep coming and adding to it. I love it. You guys are awesome. Now, I told you I'd be back, and I'm going to go ahead and go over this saw 978. Now, there's two parts to this saw. Basically, if you don't know what a saw is, it's a Martian day. This is going to be one of those long videos, and what I think I might do afterwards is make a little shorter video that shows some of the main anomalies on it, because we're talking about all sorts of stuff, from strange stuff at the top of the hills up here, like this very symmetrical staircase looking piece, to all the way down to where you've got just blocks that look like they've been just totally um, forced, busted, and fallen next to each other. So you see what maybe geologists would say would be strata, but this is absolutely not strata. Some of this stuff we're looking at metal, just like if you go back 2 videos, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I think you're going to be surprised when you see some of the stuff on this one. I hope so. Like I said, it's got stuff everywhere, and this is kind of strange how this is up here, and I'm going to go ahead and show you that this just isn't. What I did here was basically make a mosaic, um, which I then uploaded to Gigapan, and I double checked my work here because I came up here and I was like, man, this is kind of weird. So I went ahead and checked out Keith Laney's and Neville Thompson's. You guys probably know Neville Thompson if you watch a lot of, if you get into this a lot. He's like the Gigapan man. And here's Neville's right here, where you can see that he's got the same thing going down. This piece up here is cut straight off. That comes up. Um, so as we keep rolling through, here's Keith's. No, that's mine. Here's the one I uploaded, which is as high quality as I could get it. And here's Keith's. Everybody's got their own view of it. So that's kind of neat about it. Everybody does their white balancing a little bit different. Keith seems to leave it open, more than others. But let's check out some of this stuff. See, look, Siri thinks I want to talk. Yeah, I didn't say hey Siri. Anybody hear me say hey Siri? Yeah, I didn't say hey Siri. But anyway, so here it is again in the Analyst Notebook. If you've never used this, this is actually one of the best tools to actually play with the PDS system, which is the higher resolution data, along with the plans for the day, what was accomplished, what was set out to be accomplished, all sorts of stuff. And I think it's the University of Washington maybe is the one who took this along with NASA and broke it down as simple as possible. Because if you go to NASA and try and use it just a PDS system and you're a novice user, uh, it, they make it hard. It's really hard to get that real good lossless data. But each one of these saws, if you click up here, you get to choose your saw date up in here. And if you hit mosaics, it's going to show you the mosaics. Every day the rover would try and take with the mass cams, would try and take a picture of the horizon and all that. So here we have the same thing basically that my auto stitch put together. And when I say my auto stitch, what I did was I went in, I get the image file, the label file, image file, label file, and then convert them with the special conversion tool, which I actually had to load up Windows to get it. I've got it on Parallels. Come back into my Mac and then switch it over. So you'll see this is just the PNG file, which is one of the best quality you can get for these, are TIFF files. My buddy Todd from the website, What's Up in the Sky forum, if you guys come there, Todd, he uses the TIFF format. He uses a different system than I. It's so complicated sometimes that there's 15 different softwares that could get you to the same place, but half the time none of them work. So you'll get errors bombed out, but we finally put it together where I have a system. I know Keith's got a system, but I've kind of been playing off Keith and Todd just learning, Otherwise, you just sit there and have to deal with it. So, all right, let's get into that. I know no one wants to hear me talk. Well, you're here, so you're going to hear me talk, but let's see here. Let me go ahead and hit pause really quick. So, let's start off with, there's so much to look at on this one. Let's start off over here. We'll just start from the left to the right here. Now, picture Mars to me is a planet that was destroyed at some point, not totally destroyed, but it's left these piles of rubble that used to be beautiful, used to be buildings. Most likely some of it was metal. A lot of this where we're at is Curiosity Rover is rolling around through Gale. That was underwater at one time. They've already said that. We've already proven it on our channel that there's still water seeping up from these cracks that are still coming down as of the day. I don't know if it's briny water where it's got salt in it or otherwise, but it's definitely there. And if you type just search on my page, Water on Mars, you'll find about 5 or 6 different videos where I point those out. Um, but I always get, try and not make you guys sick here. A lot of people are like, slow down, slow down. So, and I'm getting excited about this stuff again. Like I said, tonight I'll be on Richard C. Hoagland's show with the guys from the imaging panel. Richard's finally got his show back up. I always have a lot of fun with them. Like I said, I've been learning a lot from those guys. So I try and bring the knowledge back to you, and it works out sometimes. Now, the PDS stuff, I'm really going to try and get you guys to get into because once you get out of that like 70% raw JPEG, they call it raw images on the website, but then they go to explain that they're not raw images, that they're the browse raw images. So to the layman, if you don't go look into it like that, or you think raw images, think, well, hey, this is the best quality we're going to get. Nah, nah, the lossless is much better. Um, but you have all sorts of stuff through these that look like, here, let me switch this over here. They look like everything from, metal pieces with little, you know, actual made parts on it. You've got things that have just fallen to pieces over the time. And who knows how long this stuff has been sitting there. Some people, even in our own imaging team with the guys, I don't think we're all on the same page with that. Now, we are on the same page that this stuff is ruins. I mean, it's definitely, to me, looks like one of our cities that we found here on Earth before we wouldn't actually, started ripping these stones up and finding out where they go, and seeing if they fit. Like if you ever seen Pumapunku, they've got these stones just lined up, and over the years, people have taken off with them because they rebuilt the cities, and they would come and take these stones. So a lot of it's missing, and what's still there is absolutely gorgeous. So let me go down here. Let's check out some of this stuff here. I know you guys are going to see a lot more than I'm going to point out on here. And that's why I always try and tell people to come to the website, because as I'm breaking these down, I basically put these into the best quality I can get them and then set them as a picture on the article that you can click and bring up that one anomaly. So hopefully you could do that. Check it out. If you're interested in it, if you made it this long into it, you probably are a little bit interested. So notice how we've got blocks and things that kind of look like faces. And I'm one to try and stay away from faces just because I know what they can, the falsehoods they can lead. And you can see faces on anything, um, especially when the human eye, we're designed to see that, especially when I guess, we are designed to see predators. Ooh, our pareidolia. Check this piece out here. I couldn't tell if that was behind this or in front of it, but the more and more I looked at it, it looks like this is in front and just kind of carved out. Here you've got pieces that come up almost like an obelisk. Let's go down a little bit and check out some of these others. As you go down the hill, the debris lightens up a little bit. Some of it looks like it's chunked down, it's chucked over and just kind of rolled on down. But then you can get down into here and see some of this debris firsthand. It's some really neat stuff. And this is just it. 978 goes a long way. There's a whole nother section of this that we're going to go over at some point that is just as good as this, even maybe better, some of the stuff that we're finding over there. Um, Look at that. We've got one rock here, or one stone. It's got two knobs, nodules, whatever you want to call them. You see those a lot in Mesoamerica. You see that in Egypt has these too as well. And everything looks like it had a purpose here. When you see this type of whatever type of architecture it was, you see slits and things. You see what look to be carvings. that's where my mind takes me, you know. Now, your mind might not. Your mind might take you to a, just these, just like the rocks I see when I'm jogging up in Montana or Nebraska. No, not Nebraska, sorry. Sorry for everybody who lives there, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, Arizona, places like that. I've been out there, been to Red Rocks, been a whole lot of different places. Um, I love Skyline Drive out here by Virginia. I'm over by Ocean City, Maryland, but Skyline Drive is just my place to go, especially at comes if you get there right in spring and you can watch stuff kind of come to life, but really fall is where it's the money shots. You go out there and you can get some of these most beautiful pictures of the leaves. And if you're on the East Coast and you've never done that before, I recommend you absolutely do that. Skyline Drive. Check out all the caverns around there. That's another place where you can really get to learn some of the geology and see some pretty cool formations. So let's see. Let me back out here and let's take us over to the parts that were just a little bit more interesting than what I was just showing you. So check some of these things out. Everything's random. Like I said, like it was just pushed down the hills, and however it ended up and landed, that's just how it landed. Check this little piece out. Tell me that doesn't look like a totem or a slash pole. It's got markings in it. It's got something in it. Let me see if I get that up even brighter. And it's perfectly up and straight. I mean, it's perfectly straight. You can't go with that. Here you got another one, another line, and they're almost done like rope. And I'm definitely, I'm sure it's not rope. Who knows what the technology was. I still look at the stuff here we have on Earth, and we're still wondering what kind of technology we're able to cut the holes, cut the perfect. Some of them could they melt stone? We still have so much here on Earth to talk about with just our stuff. But here's another thing. Check that out. This rock's cool. This piece is. You've got what looks to be an indent that was done with some sort of tool, and it just so happens to come to something that looks almost like a face, or it's another like little nodule or something like that. And here, look how bright it gets, just in that area right there, like debris that had fallen down. That just so happens to be that much brighter than its surrounding, so it's easy to pick out. All right, so let's see here. Moving right along in search of good times and good news. This could become a habit. We used to sing that in elementary school, somewhere along the line there. Check this out. See, every time I come here, it's so funny. Lose the stuff I wanted to show you guys, and I find more stuff out. This just looks to be like slag or something that ended up in that position. Here you've got randomness that's just turned over. You can see them in the pictures, um, pretty good. Like how I showed you guys, this stuff here. When you start looking at some of these, it's just like, whoa, some of these can blow your mind. And then when you put it all together, it's like, okay, so this just isn't. And let me show you. You know what? I've kind of bricked on showing you. You guys have all seen this area before. And if you haven't, you've probably never seen an anomaly video before. Even I did one on this. This is the same area where the pyramid capstone was. So if you don't know what that is, as we pass through some pieces that actually look more face-like, let's go find it. There's a wall and there's a pyramid piece up here. Here they are. Dun, dun, dun. I should have let off with that one so you guys knew where it was. But that way, if you made it this far, you know, you guys rock. So just even that much cooler. So, and look how all these pieces here too, they just got sheared off. And then you get all sorts of stuff down in here. What kind of forces did this to Mars? Thunderbolt projects, I always like to watch their stuff. They talk about the electrical storm, like the electrical storms and stuff that could have basically changed our whole solar system. A lot of theories kind of hold up in many different ways. Now my cat's gonna decide to go ahead and hump the blanket. Fluffer, you no need. YouTube doesn't want to hear that. They already have to listen to me talk about this thing. And I've been sitting on this picture for so long trying to make a video on it. I've sat down 3 times and hit record, and the first two never made it out. And this is finally, hopefully, I'll make it through this one and it'll get out. But see, you have this here. Now, also, you have what looks to be up here interesting carvings, pieces like this. It comes up and do a round piece in the middle of it, almost like it's just inlaid there. Here you've got some pretty interesting piece, but we're coming up on what I call the wall, which is looks like a little piece of the wall right here. See how it's just kind of connected together? It just so happens to show up like this. Now, maybe that's how it cracked as it was coming down, but I don't think so. I think we're looking at pieces of what used to be wall, masonry, whatever this place was. It was taken well care of because we've seen some of the stuff around here and what it looks like that's just really damaged. This held up pretty well, and you can see, the lines in it that look really, really interesting. See, and here we got another one of those nodules. It comes up. This piece right here is almost looks to be surely uh, designed. See that? It comes up perfectly around. You've got a lot of just these pieces over here. It looks like there might have been some of them over here as well. Let's keep on going through here. I know you guys don't have all day. Time is not free anymore. I tell you what, guys, I wish I could make a million videos every day, all day long, but so much going on in life right now. Um, from my mother, just found out she has skin cancer. I've been taking her since to get these treatments, and they're taking out her skin, so I've got to make sure she's keeping up with that. She's like OCD when it comes to cleaning and stuff, so we've had to keep her down. Um, so I've had a lot going on, especially my regular job too. But I know some of you guys out there say, "Oh, I don't think you're into this anymore." Believe me, this is my hobby. I love this stuff, and I'm never gonna give it up. Even if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I'd still be staring at these pictures. Um, but the YouTube channel was to actually give people links to I'm going to give you a link to everything you saw tonight. Especially the analyst notebook, because I want you guys to go check that out. And the Gigapans. The Gigapans are actually pretty scientific now that I've started to realize how they get done. I always try and double check the pictures though. Like you said, you saw all the pictures on the Finder. But this piece right here just boggles my mind. These two, they're definitely not connected. This is in the background. Almost looks like the wall comes up to it right here, or at least the horizon of this part, and this would just go straight over it. And there's still stuff down here. This still goes down more, but very symmetrical if you were just cut it down here, and just to happen to be at the top of it. That's what I thought was kind of cool. And here, like you've got these very interesting blocks. Don't know what else to call them other than blocks. I've tried to come up with every single name for different videos for these things, but the more and more it's like constructed blocks. Yeah, I don't even know what to. And I'm trying to make my videos so I don't have these sensational titles. Like I said, if I get 3,000 views per thing, I feel good. I don't need to have millions and millions of people watching my videos. Millions and millions of people aren't going to sit here and watch me talk this long. Only a certain few of you guys who get it, and gals. Don't let me slip there, because we definitely have some very intelligent girls out there that send us women, girls. You guys send us all sorts of good stuff, and some of you guys send some good stuff too. But literally, the girls seem to have a nice eye. Now, granted, they're only 15% of my subscriber base. Most of the guys are male. Most of the people that come on here are male. That's what it says in Google Analytics, at least. I'm not sure about the website if that follows suit there. But check this out. This was one of the ones I saw, like a little pillar coming up. Just very cut out, very symmetrical, very, very buried, just like everything else is kind of buried in the sand here. The more and more I look at it, the more easier it is to see the destruction, what this could have been at one time. Make that a little bigger. See, these are just like perfectly cut off. Cut, 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 and then smooth down smoothed down, and then what looks like a sphere on it. Wind and rain could do that. I mean, this is, we're talking gale, so they do have a little bit of wind there. And at one time, there was a lot of water here, and water could do some amazing things to rocks. But you've got such a variety here. This seems to be more like, to me, like masonry and stuff that's just fallen over during a war, during a earthquake, during a cataclysm. Something came around and said hello, or maybe Dr. I think it's Bradenberg's right. Maybe there was a nuclear war on Mars. Who knows? Who am I to say? Like I said, we're still trying to learn our history here. Every time I turn around, there's a new news article that's pushing our history back a little bit further. From Göbekli Tepe to all sorts of these places that are just amazing, and they're just under the ground, sitting there waiting to be found. I can't wait to see what's under Antarctica. You know, hopefully we'll be able to get to see some actual ground penetrating radar. I would love to see some great, ground penetrating radar down there, especially since it's such a big place. Um, but let's keep on rocking through this stuff. This was kind of cool here. This piece right here comes down. There's what looks like, I almost say like rebar that comes out of these things. Some of this stuff does, this looks like concrete or something that's been filled up with rebar. Here on the front, there it looks like it used to hold something. Even so, it looks like it's got little knot, like little bolts into it, which I'm sure I see what I see, you see what you see. I'm not trying to tell you those are bolts. I'm just trying to tell you that that's what think they look like. Just like I think that looks like a little S that I see everywhere. Look at that, more boxes. And when you go on Gigapan, it's kind of neat. If you hit the actual button that says snapshots, you can open up a whole new world of other people who have seen things on it and click it. So, and they basically say, oh, here to here looks like something, and you put a little description in. So, like Neville Thompson's, almost every single one of his has all sorts of people that have commented, and you can just go in there and look through the anomalies. He's really was like the godfather of this stuff. Um, and there are a lot of other good people doing work now. Like I said, it's kind of like everybody's pulling together, going back. We're checking the PDS. People are doing double work sometimes, but hey, we like to check our work. I love the United Family of Anomaly Hunters. I have a lot of fun with Richard's group. I have a lot of fun just on my YouTube channel talking with you guys. A lot of people don't get it. Why would somebody sit here and listen to me? Hopefully because I'm showing you something interesting, and I'm trying to give you the truth as I see it. At this point, I really don't know what the truth is. I do believe that these have made it to Mars, and I may be wrong on that. But I do believe that that's the case. I think that we've got a lot more technology that we even know about. Um, That'd be a lot easier to just drop these things off. But if you've ever watched a video of how it was supposed to come in, it surely wasn't an easy maneuver. And they've got 2020 coming up. They're going to send one up and hopefully land it with hopefully new wheels. They're going to use the video camera, I do hope, and with ears. This one doesn't have sound, which is totally doesn't make any sense to me. It can actually take high resolution 1080 video. Haven't seen one video come back. And I look at the raw data a lot too. Haven't seen one. Check that out. That's pretty cool. The colors of it and everything. Almost looks like it's either an air in the picture or it's got some color to it. Let's see what happens when I drop it down. Yeah, you can see the color in it right there. And it looks like nothing around it. That's the NASA version right there. Exactly how it came directly from NASA. So what I do is I auto color it. And that's basically it. I hit auto color and go to town. Here, look at this. You've got this piece up above it. That's kind of cool. Look, it's actually above it. Looks like a little flying saucer hanging up above it. Now, I know it's not a little flying saucer. Oh, with all the skeptics now, I think I'm going to have to keep saying that stuff. People watch, like I said, your comments, I love the ones that are positive or people who have found stuff. If you got something negative to say, get out of here or leave your negative comment and go. You know, Nobody here is going to pick a fight with you because most of us who have watched my videos and other people's videos along the way, we're talking, I've got 700 of them now. So there's anomalies everywhere. And I started off going through known anomalies. That was the key. That was my purpose. I wanted people to see what other people have found. People like Richard Hoagland, people like Laney, Keith Laney, my friends just in general. And you never used to get links on these YouTube channels. And I've said this time and time again. So you didn't know what you were looking at. So I get this really cool picture of like some base on the moon. And then it would say, oh, this was, hidden at Area 51 smuggled out. Well, that does me no good. If there's no official source to it, it could just be some third grader in some far off land, or someone two doors down making pictures up and sending them to me. Who knows? So I want to see that source, and that's what I promise to give you guys always is a source image, a source link, something to something official. Some of you guys don't see the government as official, and I don't blame you for not seeing NASA sometimes as official, but at least you have a link that you can go check out yourself. And as always, if you get a chance, like I say, the website, I always put these up, and then let's say I'll take something like this, something that looks anomalous to me. I'll break it down, I'll make it a little bit bigger, and then it ends up working out pretty good. So you can go there, check it out, um, click on it, make it bigger, scroll around a little bit, and then kick back to the article and look for the next one. All right, let's see if I can find any of the other couple ones I really wanted to show you guys. This is one thing that's hard to do when I take a mosaic. That's kind of like taking one of the pictures, but there's 8 here, 8 pictures in this one thing, and boy, some of them are crystal clear. So when you put these together, the software does the best to stitch them. It does the best to kind of color coordinate them. Um, Not necessarily color coordinate them. I could do that myself. I do that myself, but more like the auto level, keeping it so one's not bright that sits next to a real dull one. It tries to keep those at a decent level. So, all right, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I always thought, yeah, here it is. Cool, two cool things here. All right, check this piece out. It almost looks like a squared off. You know, it's not that far away, but I could see that as like a building. If that was way off in the distance, that would look like a little building. Who knows what it would be used for? Could have been the top of a chimney somewhere. Could have been attached to something that was gorgeous. I do believe, just looking at the rubble and how it looks, that this was a pretty place. You would have stopped and checked it out for sure, especially if you're on Mars. It's just coming up back behind that. That's pretty cool. Check that out. Make that big. It's bright white that's coming in and out of there. So it's either a totally different type of stone or that's just one more mystery. I mean, that is definitely bright white. Let's see what it looks like from the other piece. Let me hit the tab. I try to give you the biggest thing. Yeah, it's white there as well. It's amazing just what I say, that the butterscotch puke effect that NASA puts on these pictures. Oh, all you have to do is hit autocolor and really Photoshop, Corel, any of the ones you want to use, even the basic built-in stuff from Apple or Microsoft can do this. It doesn't take anybody could be an anomaly hunter. Um, I'm helping Richard with the book that we're all kind of writing different pieces to it, and one of my parts of the book is I'm writing about how to find this stuff. How do you join up with other people that are interested in this stuff? Where do you go to find it? How do you get hooked on this? And then how do you show your friends? Because sometimes you need to make new friends because they're going to think you're crazy when you start telling them that there's people and stuff going on Mars. So just a warning. Just a warning. All right, check these out. We'll go across this line one more time and then stay tuned. We're definitely going to be having more and more of these. I'm gonna cut down this the rest of the saw, maybe do one or more two videos on this area because this area is definitely a good one. I love this piece right here, how it's just cut out like that. Unless that's carved, like I said, unless that's carved on it, but I do. It looks like it's pushed back, like it's a relief. But up here, look at that. Just kind of looks like it's pointing up into the air. Oh, what are you? I also thought down here was kind of cool. Just sitting back and look at it. A lot of times, when I find my videos, when I go back, I find myself scrolling too much. I hit pause a lot and check it out, especially if I got it on like the big screen or something. Um, Never hurts to look at them in pause and just let your eyes adjust. Look at this piece right here. I thought this was interesting too. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. Now that I've tried to make this video 3 times, it's another thing that I've like, did I already mention this one or not? All right. This I thought was interesting. We already looked at that one. Now let's look at these couple pieces again. This comes up. It's got a bevel, and then there looks to be a yellow stone, and then a darker piece, whatever that is. Now this seems to be a sheer cut off, and in the back you've got like a very, it looks like it almost connects back to this other piece. Like maybe this comes down. And the weird part about it is, like I said, all of us got this straight line when we did our mosaics. So something was either in the data that did that, or that's just how it sits. If you look at the blocks that a lot of people here on Earth had, I mean, obviously they could cut them with something, whether they're using rope saws or actual saws. I've seen it all theorized. Um, why wouldn't our kinfolk up there on Mars have the same exact stuff, same exact look? Another one of my favorites. This is definitely that caught my eye. This is what I wanted to do the whole saw to begin with. And then this piece right here is kind of like one of those blocks. It looks like the corner's got some interesting pieces to it. Up here you've got an E. Now, uh, see it? I mean, it almost looks like it's hanging off of that. You can see the shadow under it. Maybe that's the mailbox for the man that lived in the shoe, because it looks like a shoe. All right, it's getting late. I'm about to get on, about to start tuning in because we're gonna have to get on Hoagland's show here soon. We're gonna be talking anomalies, Pluto, the moon. I'm up late tonight. Last night I tried to do this video at 4:30 in the morning just because I've been trying to get it out. And when I hit the actual button here to stop it, please, 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 please work. Even though out of all of them, this probably wasn't the best one I've done because the other ones I was a lot more into at the time. I was actually, you know what? I didn't have as much energy. So yeah, I think at 4:30 in the morning, you think you got energy, but you really don't. As I just scoot down the rest of this and check it out. Look at that. I love that little piece. It's definitely looks right in the middle. There's got that spear or whatever the heck that thing does. This stuff could have been machinery. And there's the piece that totally went viral. What's buried beneath there? I mean, this stuff could go all the way down. See out here, it's just kind of blurry and sandy. Who knows where that goes? Up the top here, you've got some strange things behind it. What a wonderful time we live in to be able to sit here at our desks and contemplate with each other, because that's what I love. This is what YouTube's awesome for, because you can comment below. You can tell me I'm a lunatic, or you can tell me, hey, I see something there. Check out this part, or check out here. This time frame, you know, and that's when I really get excited because you guys find so much more than I do, and that means I'm doing my job, right? I am. I'm teaching you guys what to look for, and you guys are watching the other videos. There's a lot of good people out there making videos. There's also a lot of people out there that are just making videos to make money now. They've let themselves be sucked into that. Once you've put out something just a little bit fake to maybe garnish some hits, maybe to make a little bit more money, you lost integrity. I mean, once you do it once, how could I ever watch your channel or believe in you again? So I'm trying to weed those people out of at least my viewing, and I'll be vocal as I go through it because I think these people, some of them are muddying the water, um, which in a way, they really are, because people don't know what to believe, and people are out there searching, and we're not going to get. The government's not going to give us an answer. Nobody's government's going to give us an answer. We're going to have to provide it for ourselves, just like a lot of other things. If you want answers for things, you got to research that yourself. Then you got to check your research where you research, make sure that's not biased. You really need to do the research over and over and over again, especially in these political type environment that we live in here, where everything's politically correct. You've got two major sides, seems like they that pin each other against us so they can keep us divided, when really most of us want the same thing. Especially here on Earth. We just want to peaceful. We want to live in peace. At least I do. I don't know about you, but most people I don't think won't have to worry about going to sleep and a bomb going off over their head, or a war starting out and there are riots because of a basketball game. So who knows? Now I'm getting to the rambling part. I definitely need to get going. I love you guys. Thank you for sticking with me during my hiatus. Like I said, any prayers you guys want to send out for my mother, for the family, I'll take them. We definitely will take them. I believe in that power of sending energy, and however you think of as prayer as energy. Send some love and healing energy. Much love to you guys. Don't forget to check this out. As I come down, let me just one more time. Let me make sure we're good here on this bottom part, because I don't think we looked at all this, and I'll be kicking myself in the butt. And that's another reason why you go check out the website. Always check the articles out if you're interested in this stuff. Not only because I take the time to do it, but mostly because as I'm going through it, I was like, oh, I forgot that there in the video. Oh, I forgot that there in the video, and it shows up there, so you guys can at least see it, and I can point it out. This piece fell right down in there. It looks to be no thinner than that, no thicker than that, and it's just sitting straight up. Almost looks like a marker. Wow. It's a beautiful day in the Mars neighborhood, isn't it, guys? I'll be back at you guys later. A lot of fun stuff to come. Like I said, don't worry. I've been sitting on, like I said, I have been working behind the scenes on this stuff. I just haven't been able to make the videos. But boy, do I have a lot of pictures that you guys have sent, um, that I've just saved as I've gone through things. Lots of good stuff going on. So, all right. Much love to you and yours. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you're seeing this weekend, if you're seeing this months, years later, much love to you. Have a great one. Let's see how long we went. Oh, 36 minutes. It's been a while. You guys who love the long ones, you said you love them. Much love.